They can score. They can be explosive. But
this is so scary. So this is the most nervous I get all week long on this show.
I thought I had the floor.
My bad.
We feel where it's going.
You take the Niners and you lay the 7.5. Why
would you do that?
Why? Thank you. Why the silence?
Why do you put yourself over the team?
It's more about them than it is about the team.
You're like the Brandon Ayuk of the radio station.
They say they don't want me, Ken. They say they don't want me.
Why would you do that?
Because I have to. I got to stick to my guns, Mark. And this 40. Thank you, Ken. I can't lock it up enough.
Damn it!
88 points is the combined margin of victory over the last 4. I don't care if they can run the ball. And Calamari, good little player, but all Brock does is put up 30.
I'm so mad right now.
Final score, Niners 30, Arizona 21. Cuckoo. All I do is win half the time.
A lot of time right now. Leary's on it again. Floating up there, and it's picked off. Kaiser White grabs it in midair, and the Cardinals are going to hang on and win this game.
I'm still mad at you. We knew what was coming, and then, have you noticed? It's not just losses. It's losses that come from Mars with just ridiculous lines of things happening as if a stronger force is at work. You got to stop. You have got to be stopped.
Can't stop, won't stop, Mark. It's just...
Well, there's one way we can at least slow you down, which is have you talk about some other teams. Chiefs?
Yeah.
And Saints? What the hell's the line?
I don't know, but
I don't even know what the hell the line is.
I'm 8-5 on the week, Mark. I'm having a pretty good week.
No, nobody wants to know what you are in your stupid side pool. You're not 8-5.
I'm 8-5.
The number's 5.5. 5.5 is the number.
5.5.
Chiefs at home, minus 5.5.
Chiefs are favored by 5.5. And you have a losing record this year.
I'm 7-8, Mark.
Which is why we fade. So I want everyone to listen very closely to what he's about to say. And then whatever you lost over the weekend, you make it back. You make it back right now.
By going against me.
Yes.
That's the bit. Well,
that's the bit.
There was a time that I was hot, but clearly I'm not.
There really wasn't.
And, Kansas City's got no skill guys, and New Orleans is an explosive little team.
Oh, for crying out loud.
I'm taking the Saints and the points. Cuckoo. Lucas. Cuckoo. Lock it up. Cuckoo. Lock that thing.
It doesn't count if you don't want.
Thank you.
Okay.
Lock it up. I'm taking the Saints and the points. I'm 8-5 this week. I'm having a good week. The Niners was, I won't even say that was a bad beat, but I mean, up 23-13. I'm thinking, yeah. And I actually got a text from a good friend at Fremont Bank, full service banking, no compromises, citing my score prediction. It was 23-13, and this individual, who will remain nameless because he may feel like he jinxed the whole thing by texting me, because what did I say, 30-21, right? And he's 30-21, looking good, because at that point it was 23-13.
And then
23-13 at that point. And then 23-21.
23-21.
And they're at the 8-yard line.
First and goal.
At the 8.
Yeah.
They score.
Gee, why would something super weird happen in that moment when the Niners are about to cover?
I'm here to take responsibility for my actions.
Why would forces of nature suddenly turn the tractor around and drive the other direction?
Let me ask you one thing, and then we can go to the phones because people want to talk. People are angry today, and they should be. If I didn't take the Niners, would Mason still have fumbled?
No.
Okay.
Because he would have been watching the game from the sideline because they would have been up by 40.
Had I taken Arizona.
Garendo might have fumbled.
Yeah, I get it. I feel terrible. Thursday Night Football, Niners in Seattle. Niners favored by 3.
Oh.
Pick's not in yet, but
it better not be.
I will be picking with a lot of responsibility. People are coming at me on Twitter.
They should.
I believe I got a
Thank
tweet.
you.
Well, where else are they
telling me to knock it off.
I love it when people are coming at me on Twitter. Where else would they come at you? What, do you want them to show up on your doorstep?
Comcast text line.
Okay.
I will say this bid is turning into pretty much what we had hoped for. Don't let the faders get
doubt.
hot.
Although
We're 4-1 right now for the last 5.
I will say this: I don't love what just transpired though about tonight's game.
Oh,
Because you like New Orleans in this one, but you want to fade the Dibber.
I actually might go Saints money line tonight.
Scary. It's outside.
Money line.
Game's outside now.
It is. Yes, they're going to play outside.
New Orleans is a team that likes to play inside. 2 teams outside.
They're fine. They're fine. They can play outside. They play outside every year.
Yeah.
a few
so
times.
Willard, you're calling this a good pick then?
The pick is in.
Well, no, because I don't like doing that at all. That's a terrible thing to say.
I'm 8-5 this week. I'm having a good week.
I don't care what you are in your private pool. When you talk to our listeners, you have a losing record,
That's fair.
and you've ruined the 49ers' start to the season.
And of my 5 losses this week, 2 of them are fade the Dibbers because that Thursday night debacle, that Atlanta-Tampa joke when I had the Bucks.
Yeah. I think I had texted you fade before that guy even made it to the end zone in overtime. Yeah.
Oh, and the other one, just real quick, I had Cincinnati as my most confident pick of the week. I even said it on the air.
What were they? Plus what?
3.
Oh.
Make a field goal. Did you see that? The operation?
Well, that whole game.
Good snap, bad hold. That game was drunk.
Yeah, that game was nuts. Lamar Jackson was crazy good.
So Steiny, my fantasy opponent this week, has Lamar Jackson and Jamar Chase. So I'm watching Lamar and Jamar and Lamar and Jamar.
That's fun. It's
not fun.
Yeah, it's kind of like Moody and Looney.
Yeah.
You give a little kid's book out of it.
Steiny had 185 points.
Yeah, he did.
His team is...
You lost.
It's a problem, yeah. I put up $170 and took the L.
He's kind of like the Vikings.
Yeah.
It's like an old fancy start. It's not going to last.
I'm 8-5 this week.
How do you handle death threats online? Do you feel like they just scare you, or do you just blow them off like whatever? Tough
Depends,
guy?
like if it's clear that there's some creativity and it's not a real threat.
Comcast business text line 408. Please stop the fade the Dibber program before we kill him.
That seems lighthearted.
We. Not one person. Multiple people are going to come to kill you.
Well, I don't think that that's a real death threat. That was just kind of like
It was texted directly to you.
Well, not to me.
Yeah.
Directed to the Comcast business text line.
Well, who's in charge of that right now? Me and you.
Yeah.
That's us.
Well,
And he ain't talking to me.
so Thursday, I either pick the Niners again, God forbid they lose,
Just get it right.
or I pick against them, and I get my pick right, and I'm a villain that way. I can't win.
No, that's not true.
You can't win.
Remember, it's called fade to Dibbers.
Right.
People want you to be wrong. If you pick the Seahawks and the Niners win by 10, everybody love you. But if not, you're like the Giants. Nobody like us.
Thank you. But you understand that I'm out here trying to win games.
I do. And I want you to just lean into that, because whatever you think is going to happen usually doesn't. So
I'm only one game below 500.
It's not that I want you to pick the Seahawks. I want you to think that that's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Well, the more I look at my notes and having rewatched the game today for a
great.
second time, I don't feel good about this Niner team right now.
Okay, thank you. That's fantastic.